Okay, welcome back to our Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea campaign. This is session 75. In the last few sessions, the party has headed into the Lug Wastelands in search of a young man, an artist of sorts, apprentice to the wizard Vul, who has premonitions that come forward through paintings. With his younger brother in tow, you headed out into the wastelands. You interacted with a village of wild men, fought a giant effigy of Penesta, and discovered the caves where the paintings were kept after rescuing the boy. Unfortunately, a deadly combat ensued, taking the life of Gunhild, who was kind of the reason why you all started adventuring after a break, was to rescue her, which you did do. She died bravely, and you were able to defeat the five wyverns to which you were fighting. You headed back, after giving her a proper funeral, of course, you've headed back to Khromarium, consulting with Vul, looking at the maps. You have come to the conclusion that the Kraken will likely be entering Hyperborea through an area close to the center of Hyperborea, close to the large volcano that sits in the center of Hyperborea, Mount Hermodon, just to the south of that. Well, the other side of the south. It's quite a distance away, and it is the dead of winter, being year one, month 9. Well, 8 when that all happened. It's been a day or so. You were gifted or loaned a small boat that could be collapsed so you could take up the rivers if need be, because the ocean has been plagued by huge rumors of huge sea monsters taking out ships. So that all seems about right, I think. You guys can obviously add whatever you need to, whatever I missed there. But we are starting off with the intent that you're heading basically across the fields of Vul, through the Khromarium steppe to Cape Silencia, where you've been before, and they have excellent shrimp. Last time you went there, you went on a boat, but you're going to go over land, and river this time to avoid the sea monsters. And but anyways, we're back in Khromarium. You guys can introduce your characters and add anything you need to that, and then we'll kind of figure out where we want to go. So let's start with Crystal. Tell us about your character, Crystal.
I play Rowan Sitch. She is a pyromancer, and she's looking forward to getting to this place with the shrimp because Brighill had always bragged about some whiskey she had gotten from that place. So she's looking forward to maybe buying herself some of that whiskey for the trip, and that is Rowan Sitch.
That is true. They had excellent whiskey there. How about your character, Nikki?
I play Penesta. She is a bard. She's very sad in a way that they lost Grunhild last time, but she died as a Viking would want to, fighting in battle. At least that's what she's assuming Vikings would want after talking with Revna and knowing that Uhtred way a long time ago. She's also glad that Fen didn't die when he had his throat cut, that Helene was able to heal him. So at least they only lost one. And it means that Fen's paintings are really open to interpretation and don't always mean what they seem like they mean at first, because there's a kind of a disturbing painting of her that she's carrying around right now. And now she's looking forward to experiencing the folding boat, the narwhal, and seeing what that's all about, as a folding boat sounds pretty neat to her. And so that's Penesta looking forward to this journey, if a little apprehensive, still looking forward.
Always looking forward. That's wise. Young, tell us about your character, Ali, who's not been around the last couple of times. He maybe was researching or something. What were you up to for the last few days? Well, I guess about a week.
Yeah, he basically stayed back at a base camp, if you will, and he was researching, and he was very saddened to hear the passing of Grunhilder. Ali himself is an Ixian wizard. He's well versed in witchcraft and wizardry, and he's been associated with the current party for the past 3 years. Yeah, and he is very concerned about Kraken emerging, and he wants to play a part and help out.
Awesome. Okay, so being that you would know certain things, I'm just going to kind of show you. If you're looking at the map, if you guys are on Roll20, you're starting off in Khromarium, and like I said, at first you were thinking, well, we could go up the river by Brigand's Bay, but a little research tells us that those rivers just north of Brigand's Bay, once you pass the forest, are probably completely frozen at this time of year or this year. So what makes more sense in rivers that would be flowing will be the River Vol, which is in the Fields of Vol, of course, near the city of Kor. The route that seems the most logical to take would be up from Khromarium to Swampgate to gear up, and then several days' journey across the Fields of Vol to the river there. There is the city Kor, but Kor, as you would know, is ruled by, it's ruled by Apemen. I was going to say intelligent Apemen, but all Apemen are intelligent on some level, but these are considered to be equal to the more established races, the more civilized races, as you probably would use. So these Apemen are protective of their land, and it's a little risky. So you definitely don't want to go too core, but getting the river there, the River Vol, will save you, weeks on your journey. Following the river north through the Khromarian steppes, up near Mount Thorpe, which is a legend has it where the Khromarians came when they were brought from Old Earth. They came through a portal at Mount Thorpe, so it's an area of great magic in Hyperborea. You're planning to head what is effectively south, so left on the map. But remember, Hyperborea, the center of the map is north, towards Cape Clencia, because you have contacts there. You can re-establish your supplies, and also, well, I don't know if Panessa brought this up, but if she did, there is a Temple of Kraken there, so you might be able to get some information from the priest there. So with all that being said, that's kind of a basic route. From there, you'll head, and that's another. If you get further than that this time, then we'll figure it out, but you probably won't. So that's like your route so far. You're ultimately heading, I guess we do have the map, so ultimately from Cape Clencia, if the oceans are safe, you'll enlist a boat or take the boat you have through up to the Diamond Desert, which you've done before. Well, some of you have. Cross the desert to the rivers there. The river, I can't read it because it's too far away. Follow it up, and where you're ultimately heading is to the, well, again, it's technically to the south, but to the what as we would think the north, so the top part of the map, where the Valley of Mist lays. There is a volcano just below that, and that volcano is it seems the map leads you to. So that's kind of your goal. It's pretty far away. It's going to be weeks, if not months, of journeying, especially being that you're in the winter right now. And it is the first day of the 9th month of the first year as you are setting out. So is there anything? Oh, I know you guys had mentioned you wanted to pick up any henchmen, or do you want to pick up any porters or henchmen? I'm assuming you're taking horses from Khromarium to Swampgate, and then from there you'll get probably camels to cross the wetlands, because they're more rugged for that. But is there anything in Khromarium you want to pick up, or talk to a Vul, or do anything else while you're here before we kind of set you on your journey?
I'm gonna get a couple of bags of gold dust.
Okay. Yeah, you've got it. I actually go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna ask if Will could make. He's elixir making. If you make antivenom or something, or if we could get just a couple vials, because
yeah,
so that what happened to Grunhilde doesn't happen. At least we can stop it a couple times.
Yeah, it can be had. He says, if you ask Will that, he says, well, I don't typically deal in I'm more of a love potion kind of man. However, I do know some people. Let me check for you. So roll a d4 -1. That's how many we can pick up.
D4 -1.
D4 -1, so from 0 to 3, basically.
Yep, just gonna roll 3 -1 would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2. So there's 2 available. They are 500 gold pieces a piece. At this point, you've reestablished your credit and stuff because that whole thing's over. So you pick those up. So you have 2 of the anti-venoms. So you have 2 doses,
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
Anything else? Anything?
Well,
I know Ali had made some potions. Yeah, go.
yeah, Ali picked up some potions in the previous adventure, but
Mhm.
I was wondering whatever happened to his familiar. If the boat sank, then his familiar probably would have died. If so, I
No.
have to take some damage or something like that.
No. The familiar is still alive. Okay, so they were actually. Okay, so they were. Let me just roll a 6-sider here. High or low?
Hi.
Okay. Actually, during this time period, like, okay, good. So this actually adds. So you actually are getting ready to leave as you're getting your supplies, and maybe you check in again because you know the bird's been alive, and you realize that you actually see through the bird's eyes. You can see Khromarium. The ship is actually coming into Khromarium.
Nice.
So yeah, your bird is, and they can fly to meet with you.
Nice.
So successfully, the the pirate who hired you to rescue his daughter, who is now dead, is coming back to town. I don't know if you want to hang out and talk to him, or if you want to make yourself scarce before he gets there. That is up to you guys.
Ali's bird, having that psychic connection, he flies away from the pirate ship and finds where Ali is and returns and basically informs him where about the Blackbeard or what's his name?
Yeah.
Seawolf
Red Seawolf, yeah.
Ship is. So Ali goes up to Penesta and Rowan Siege and says, Seawolf is here in Khromarium. If you want to tell him the dire news of Brunhilder's passing, this would be it. This would be our opportunity.
Well, you can ask him if he saw any sea serpents.
I think we owe it to him to let him know what happened.
We have the spear, so.
I agree.
And the necklace.
Yep.
Actually, the bird would know too if you have a second connection that they actually did battle a creature out of the sea. So, but they were victorious.
Nice.
So yeah, you wait. I mean, you're getting ready to leave, so you wait like several more hours, and the ship does come in. If you remember, the docks are basically deserted. There's not been much coming in and out. So he's probably one of the first ships that's been here in a bit. And you see his large ship kind of pull in to the harbor. Yeah, and he gets off, and he's probably going to head towards where you have your warehouses. So I don't know if you want to wait on the harbor for him. If you're like, what's your plan? Are you waiting at the harbor? What's the?
I say we go down and meet him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because of course he knows you're in Khromarium because the bird. That's how. Yeah. Yeah. So he sees you on the edge of the dock, and he kind of stares for a second, seeing that there's that you are there, but not only is because we're going to say the Helene's not there right now. She's getting stuff ready. So it's just the 3 of you, not Gunhild and not Revna either. So he looks and you kind of see, he does that thing where he's walking, he stops for a second. And then he walks like faster and he approaches and he says, what has happened? Where's my daughter?
At that, Ali takes a step back behind Penesta.
I look over at Rowan Siege and I shrug and I get the spear and I say, mighty sea wolf, your daughter was as mighty as you, and she fell in battle. I returned to you her spear. She died trying to save us and the world from a great evil. And I'll offer him the spear.
Okay. Yeah, he looks at you. He reaches out his hand, takes the spear. He kind of looks down at the ground. And he says, you were asked to retrieve her from the clutches of Blackbeard, to whom she was forced into, almost forced into a marriage. That you have done. If she chose to go with you into danger and fight, that was her decision. If she died bravely, as you said, I will see her in the afterlife.
You will certainly see her. She died very bravely.
He nods and he says, you will sing songs of my daughter. And then he just turns and walks away and goes back to the boat.
Oh, yeah. I look over at Rowan Siege and at Ali behind me. And I say, well, at least he took it well. We're all still standing and not fighting Vikings in the middle of the harbor. I do feel bad that she died, though. There was nothing we could have done.
Well, he will see her again one day. But our destiny lies elsewhere. We must be going now.
Considering his disposition and the fact that he is a Viking, he'll probably see her sooner than later.
Maybe. And if they're going to continue to sail when there's sea serpents about.
But he is a fair man. I don't know whether if it's the grief that has driven the man to forgive us, or he just didn't have any will to protest at the passing of his daughter while in our care. I don't know
Well,
if I would have reacted the same way if my daughter was slain under the custody of folks that I hired to rescue her.
well, he's a Viking. I think he was more upset about her, as you said, being forced into a marriage than he was her dying in battle. I think the idea of that forced marriage was much worse than an honorable death. So
I believe he has great faith in your ability to sing memorable songs for her. They'll be sung all over Hyperborea.
well, I hope I can do her justice, I say. We'll have Deal sing it in his beautiful, high-pitched castrato voice.
Well, perhaps it may be a duet between you two, and I'll dance
That's,
for their honor.
that's right. And Rowan Siege can bring the fire for us to dance around.
Sounds
That would be
good.
good.
All right.
Yeah, you're having this conversation, and then you notice, you look up and you actually see that his boat is leaving. Like, you could see that, like, when you first got off, like, people were like getting the boat ready to be docked so they could stay and obviously drink and do what they do when they come into town, pirates. But he is now he's leaving.
That is a sad sight. Ali clears his throat and falls back,
Well,
falls behind.
he probably doesn't feel like celebrating. I just hope, well, they are pirates, but still, he was fair to us. I hope they don't run afoul of any more sea serpents.
Perhaps they'll turn up when they're least expected to save us all from Kraken and the sea monsters. Who knows?
I wouldn't
Well,
count on that, my friend.
Well, the one thing's for sure, I'll miss Grunhilder.
Me too. She was a very strong fighter.
Yes. Well, Rowan Siege and Panesta. Where to?
The Spiral Mountains, I think they're called.
Right. Would we need more warriors in our tow? because three of us, as mighty as we are, we miss the battle prowess of Grunhilder and the likes of our dear friend Buka.
We should probably get some henchmen, or she doesn't say henchmen. We should probably get some people who
Mercenaries.
can fight for us. Yeah, mercenaries. Henchman sounds like I'm just going to take them out there to die. And I don't want to start being honest right now.
Yeah, nobody wants nobody wanted henchmen. You could have had henchmen. You're all high enough level. So yeah, you can get mercenary stuff if you like. So yeah, if you go to the bar, the local bar, and look, the ships haven't been coming and going. So there's guys that work on the dock that obviously will sell themselves as warriors because they, and soldiers when things come up. So you can definitely do that. Whoever, I'm assuming it's pronounced, but I could be wrong. Whoever's got the highest charisma modifier, reaction modifier.
I have a
is it?
+1.
I also have a +1.
Me too.
Oh, well then so yeah, I should have made that assumption. All right, so then a +1 it is. So somebody can roll. Young, roll a d4 +1.
All right, let's roll.
That's how many men will be available or fighters.
I got
warriors.
7. Roll 6 + 1. So
No,
that's
d4 +1.
oh, D4. I'm sorry.
Did I say d6?
I'm just
d4.
gonna roll it over here. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Roll D6. 1, 2.
All right, so 2. All right, that's fine. So yeah, you can also check again at Swapgate, but here on the docks, that's all there are. 2 guys, two women actually. They're sisters, we'll say, because why not? I roll double ones. So, yeah, they take up arms. They say, they actually tell you that because when you tell them where you're going to Calencia, they say, "Oh, that's perfect," because that's a port that we often work out of. So, and nothing is here in Khromarium, so we'll go. And they have spears and leather armor. They're typical 0 level spear or people. Unless you want to get them something else, but they'll go with. You'll have to provide them with horses, of course, but again, that's not really a problem. And yeah, so you got 2 mercs. Let me make a note of that. Let me open up the.
We have plenty of money, right?
You don't have a whole lot of money, but your credit is back because you remember you were in debt because none of your boats have come in. You got 10,000 gold pieces, but you needed all that to pay off the debt. So could do like rent horse and stuff, then you should be fine to do that. But you don't have a ton of money.
Okay.
Like how much money do you need?
I was thinking about buying them some chainmail, but we probably don't have the
Oh.
money for that.
Yeah,
I guess.
know. Let me just open this up
Chainmail's pretty cheap, right?
here. I don't know.
But look up. I don't think it is.
It's a few hundred gold pieces, I think.
Right, and you just spent 1,000 gold pieces on
75.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, high or low. We'll see if there's any chainmail around.
High.
There's none here. You might be able to get it in Swampgate.
Okay.
Like you'd have to wait if you want to wait. You could wait a week, maybe, because the supply chain.
Yeah. No, let's just
like
go ahead and head to Swampgate and see if they have it there.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, I think Gal Hills is invading Dunwich, right?
Exactly. Well, it's like the sea monsters are eating everybody. All right, so hold on. I'm just gonna use the same stats as I used on your crew that you had before. For these guys, so you've got 2 currently. 2 here. They are sisters. Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, they have long spears and leather armor and sword, like short swords or facalas. Oh, can't talk today. Okay, perfect. So yeah, you're able to pick up two warriors to help you on your way. You're only heading to Swampgate to get them. I'm assuming you're going to get the rest of your gear there because it doesn't make sense to carry your gear for 3 days across the Lug Wasteland just to, stop it with the swamp gate anyways. So off you go. Okay, so you are heading north through the Lug Wasteland. It takes about 2 days normally to get into Swamp Gate from here. So you get all that done. You got delayed a little bit because of waiting for the Sea Wolf to come in and hiring some people. But you leave. It doesn't, not like it really matters. It's, as noted, the sun rises at 10:35 and sets at 1:20. So it's not like there's a lot of daylight anyways. So you set off into the wastelands, heading towards Swamp Gate, which is a pretty straightforward trip for you guys. It doesn't normally take any kind of there's not like it's direct trails, but enough people go that you're not really going to risk getting lost. But let me check the weather here. Your okay. I'd already rolled up weather. I just wanted to see if it was going to happen or not. So you get about you're about a day into the trip when it starts snowing. So you're basically out in the field, the Lug Wastelands. The snow starts to come down at about 2 inches per hour as you're traveling the second day, which is definitely going to slow you down. So it's probably going to take you an additional day to get to Swamp Gate at this point because of the snow, unless you have some means around the snow. I don't know if you do or not.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right, well, that's fine. I mean, it just adds an extra day, which means since I didn't think there was going to be an extra day until the weather just happened, there's one more chance of something random happening. So, Crystal, roll to see if you encounter any kind of random thing. 6. No? All right, yeah. It just takes you an extra day, which, is not ideal for you. But you would have come in on the third day, coming on the fourth. The fourth day, which is Phobos, which is actually under a full moon. You come into Swamp Gate. You've been to Swamp Gate before a couple times. It's a small town, but it's fairly active. If you spend the day here, you can see if they have armor and you can provision. So let's see. Did you want to try to get more henchmen first of all?
Yeah, we're gonna look for a tracker, like a
A scout.
ranger. Yeah, scout,
Okay.
ranger, somebody like that.
Okay, roll a d12. We'll give you a 1 in 12 chance you can actually get a class character, because most mercenaries are just 0 level.
2.
Oh, so close. You just missed them. You might catch him out there in the field somewhere. You literally just left.
Wait.
But that being said, you could, because you rolled so good on that, you could roll a d6 plus 1 for any more mercenaries that are available here. Okay, so 3 more. If you want to pick up 3 more, you could get a total of 5 people to go with you, if you like. Spear users.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah, let's see what you're gonna do. You can take, I think, 20 people in the boat, so you should be fine still.
Daniel, did you say D4 plus 1 again, or was it D6 plus 1?
No, d6. Why'd you roll d4 again?
No, I rolled D6 and I got 6 plus 1. That's 7.
Oh, I thought you had rolled a 2. That was oh, okay. So yeah, you can get a total of 9 people. It's a lot. Okay, good. You may need them. All right, yeah. So you're able to pick them up. Now here you're going to exchange, your horses for camels and pick up supplies. So you'll spend a day in Swamp Gate before you head out towards what is effectively where the Trog Inlet comes in. You're going to meet the river there, so you don't have to get too close to Core. That's the plan anyways. And you'll leave on the 5th. Let's roll some weather. So
Swamp Gate is right there, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not very far away.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, let's our armor. That's right, Crystal. Right. Roll a d6. There'll be chainmail here for d6 minus 1 will be how many suits of chainmail. You can get 1 suit of chainmail here.
So, we got 1.
Yeah, if you want to arm one of them in chainmail and make them feel like they're the best.
You are now the captain. Congratulations.
Right.
I've been with the party for 2 days.
I'm actually
You
with
see
them down
that,
as
sister? I'm already captain.
yeah, them down. All right, so this one person has chainmail and everything out of that. One of the sisters, I guess. Okay. The chainmail is going to give. Aren't chainmails on +5?
so.
Yes. Yes.
Should
And it gives a
should we
damage
give the
reduction of 1.
should we give our 2 original henchmen names?
I don't want to name them. It's like,
Let's see if they survive through one session, then we'll see if they get named
yeah.
after that. All right. Yes, you got the two. One is one. You got somebody in chainmail. Everybody has spears. You're going to get mounts for everybody, of course. You'll have, I guess, one extra person that will collect, because you're not going to be able to take the mounts with you on the boat. So I guess you'll take an extra person with you. They'll just return the mounts back to somewhere in the fields of Vol. So technically, there's one extra person, but they're not really going to count for anything. They're non-combatant.
Okay.
And you can get enough supplies to go across. But I'm not going to worry too much about that. It's mostly about encounters and time. So you on the fifth day, later in the day, you can leave and you start heading out towards the Trog Inlet, which should take about 3 days. So let's do some weather. Nikki, roll a D percentile.
D percentile, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to see
How
what.
nice. Okay. 31.
31. Oh, it's okay. It's cloudy. That's not bad. The snow will slow you down, but the cloudiness isn't bad. And roll a D12.
D12,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
10.
10. Oh, okay. It's windy. It's windy and cloudy. Moderate breeze. The real fell temperature is about 20 degrees. So it's chilly, but you're all mounted up and you've got proper clothing and mounts and stuff. So we're not going to worry too much about that. And yeah, you're traveling for the better part of that day. When you realize that that you've gone off course a bit, which will end up making it so it's going to take you a little bit longer. But again, you're off course. If you continue to go off course because you're off course, you fear that you're going to end up too far north in the field of Vol, so you kind of lose a day, like kind of reestablishing yourselves. But the next day, as you're kind of moving out, you see coming across the fields, big open fields, a huge herd of red deer. There's at least 100 of them. And you look down at your iron rations. So I mean, I don't know if you care to try to take a deer down, or if you just want to ignore these things. I mean, there are a lot of them. So obviously, if you go into you might risk a stampede. But
What do you guys think?
How's our provision?
well, you just started, so you're fine. But you took with you enough provisions for. I mean, you did lose a day. You took enough for 3 weeks because that's how long you think it'll take you. Well, you think it'll take you about 2.5 weeks total. So you took like about 4 extra days worth of food just in case. But you've definitely lost a day already. So if you were able to get a deer, that'll cover a couple days at least. They're red deer, so not big. But there's a big group of you. Yeah.
I could easily take down probably a couple of deer.
Do you want to
Yeah.
try to get 2 off the edge of the herd?
Sure, I can do that.
Make sure you don't char them extra crispy this time.
Well, I'm not going to promise.
Okay.
I'm going to
I'll
use.
also mention, by the way, because I
oh.
forgot to say this, just so it's clear that Helene is with you. I guess I didn't mention that because I had said she wasn't there because she was getting stuff. But yes, of course, she joined the party back up.
Okay.
I'm assuming you want her with you. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll try and get two deer, like Vanessa said, off the side. I'm going to use flaming missile to do so.
You're going to use fire. Okay. Go ahead.
So I'll fire two darts at each deer.
Okay, fair enough. Do damage because they automatically hit, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So first deer. Oops.
Is that a total?
No, I accidentally put it in.
Oh,
All right.
oh,
First
yeah.
deer. First deer, 6 damage. And second deer, 9 damage.
All right. You really hurt the first deer, like you toast it, but the second deer drops. Roll 2d6 for me, so we can get a reaction roll on this herd of 130 deer
Okay.
as you shoot fire at it. Oh,
I mean, hopefully if they run, they'll run the opposite way.
I didn't want to hope that. Yeah, surprisingly, possibly they don't seem to want to fight. Obviously, I mean, even though there's a lot of them, and they could the few that are there near the one that dropped, like scatter, but the majority of the herd does not. So you took one down, but of course they've run after that. Yeah.
Yeah, Panesta, take down the one that ran, or the one that's injured. I'm assuming it's injured, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what's the range on flaming missile?
I'm
I'm assuming you're pretty far away.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Because it'd be a huge shooter, hurt a deer. Yeah.
90 feet.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, I should ask that first. I mean, we let it happen, so it happened. Go ahead. What are you going to do, Presta?
I was going to boomerang the one that ran.
Go ahead.
If it's
so
hurt.
We'll say it's 100 feet away at this point.
Well, the boomerang has a range.
Yep, you have a medium range, so you're -2.
Okay. 19 minus is 17, so that hits armor class -2.
Oh no, that missed. No, I'm just kidding. All right, yeah. So you whack it. Yeah, second one drops. You whack it with the boomerang and it falls to the ground, and the rest of them scatter. You know, I mean, not all of them. You know, there's like herds, like a bunch of them take off, but the majority of the herd doesn't even realize what happened because you didn't roll low enough to set off the stampede. Sadly.
Well, we can go collect them.
Yep.
Yeah, you could definitely. Yeah, you end up picking up 2 deer. And actually, looking at them, they weigh between. Let's see. So we'll just do this to see how much. Oh yeah, so they weigh like about almost 300 pounds a piece. So these are big deer.
Whoa.
And they'll give you enough. We'll say. I mean, there's 10. There's 3, 4 with Helene, plus 9 retainers, plus the other person. So there's 14 of you. So that's like not a lot, but you know, it's enough to we'll say cut off at least a couple days worth of rations. So you're happy there, and you're being lost. Obviously, you have to stop and deal with them, so it's going to slow you down a little bit. But in the long run, it'll benefit.
Ali approaches the charred deer and takes out his dagger of light. He slices like the top meat and puts it in his mouth, and it's like, well done, well done. Thank you, Rowan Siege. You cooked and killed a deer at the same time.
It is what I do.
Excellent. So yeah, you're able to. I mean, you probably have to stop shortly after that to kind of prep them, you know, because they're dead, and you need to kind of cut their guts out and do all the stuff that you do. But we're not going to get into. We'll assume that you're adventurers. You know how to, and you live in a world like this. You know how to at least take care of the deer on some level. So you're able to get the deer in a manner that you can transport it, and you continue across the fields. Unfortunately, because of the herd of deer messing up the trail, it actually ends up taking an additional day. So in the end, instead of a 3-day trip, it took you 5 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's the 9th before you actually see the river or the inlet in front of you. It doesn't seem like there's any any movement around, even though you do know that you're pretty close, within 20 miles or so of the city of Kor. It seems pretty safe here, you know. The river is flowing, and you guys get to it. Anything special you want to do? So just so you, if you look at the map, you guys are basically right. I should probably switch to the other map. You're like right there right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me switch to the better map. I have one that's more detailed. It's a smaller section, so it has more resolution.
We don't want to go to core, right?
You probably don't want to go to core because it is ruled by the Apemen, who are rumored to take human slaves.
Okay.
So yeah, it's probably not where you want to go. Unless your character has some reason to want to go there, you don't. It would be a bad place for you.
It's
probably,
been 5
unless you-
days, right? So I can
Yeah.
get my flaming missile back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's been 2 days since that, so 5 days total.
All right.
So we'll say you get to the kind of the what's called the Trog Inlet. You get right to the Trog Inlet right at the end of your traveling day. It puts you roughly, each one of the hexes is 25 miles, so it puts you like 30-ish miles away from core at that point. And obviously the animal handler that's with you is gonna head back, but they'll wait till tomorrow. So you can set up camp. You've now at this point, because it's been 2 more days, you've used up all that meat. And you'll finish up the meat today, I should say, and you'll be back to your rations again after that. But yeah, is there anything special you want to do at the river? Or
I'm gonna ask Vanessa if I can please be the one to do the boat.
Boat?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
If I can be the one to unfold it.
Yes.
And so when we get ready, Rowan Seach is going to do that.
okay, do you want to just push forward and go tonight, or you want to rest?
I think we should rest first. I don't think we should go down the river at night. I mean, we at night past the ape city at night. I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
Just-
yeah, it'll be dark. It's just that you're not rested at this point, basically, because you've been traveling all day.
That's right. It's dark all the time.
It's dark pretty much all the time, but yeah, you'll actually it's right now you're in a half moon. Actually, where's Celine? Actually, Celine is actually fairly full, so it's pretty bright actually, even in the dark. It's been getting a little bit colder, but again, you have proper provisions, so it's not. Yeah, I was
Well-
more just saying because if you leave now, you're going to be tired. So if something happens, you'll be more likely to have penalties.
Yeah, that's what I was
if you don't
gonna.
rest.
That's what I was gonna say, that we might want to rest because we don't want to be groggy in the dark
Yeah.
on the river. So
I agree. I was just saying, like, when we do get ready to go, I want to do that.
okay.
That was all.
Is there anything that you want to do, Ali?
Well, Ali was researching that one spell before. I'm wondering whether if enough time has passed for him to have learned it. The Black Tentacle.
Oh, what level is?
It's a level 4 spell.
Oh, I don't think so. Let me just look. I'll tell you actually, because I have them. Because you started when you guys were in the tower, right?
Yeah.
It's 1 week per level, right? Isn't that how it works?
Yes, I believe
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, let me see. You were in the tower. This is why it's good to have a calendar. I can actually tell you. Let's see. You were in the tower on the 14th of the 8th month, so 2 weeks. 3 weeks. No. You would have only been able to do it for about 2.5 weeks before you left. But you can't really be studying try to learn spell while you're traveling.
Yep.
So unfortunately not. Maybe in Calencia, if there's a library, you could set up there, but we'll say you're 2.5 weeks into it.
Nice.
Yeah, I try not to play it that you have to do it all in a row, even though I think that might be the intention of it, because I feel like that's kind of a pain in the butt. So you can just pick back up where you left off, assuming that you have your notes and stuff with you. So yeah, when you get to the next, I guess you can go to core and try to do it, but that's probably not what you want. All right, so if you don't want to do anything special here, the night this you're in a fairly safe area. To the south of you is Trog, which is kind of a dense forested area that nobody really goes in and out of. It's considered kind of no man's land, and they say that there's creatures from the Hyperborea that lurk there and stuff, so nobody really goes there. So maybe you keep your eyes open, but you're not close enough to that to really be too concerned. And you're pretty far from core, as noted, so the night passes with no problems. And you wake up fully rested, have the very last bit of the fresh meat, and the animal handler. There's probably more than one of them, but they take the animals and they're heading back to Swamp Gate, and you've got your 9 mercenaries in a tiny little boat, and you're standing at the edge of the river.
And Rowan Siege will put the boat down in the river, and she will rub her hands together and go, "Oh, I've always wanted to do this. Open sesame!"
Nice. Yeah, so you open sesame and the boat, like a transformer, springs to life, and there is now a little boat. It's actually a decent sized boat, sitting in the river, with sails, with oars, and enough room for about 20 people or 25 people, something like that. So, the mercenaries are suitably impressed, and and of course, when they took the animals, they unloaded all the stuff from us. They start loading all the provisions and stuff onto the boat, and that'll take about a couple hours to get everything on. But yeah, you have the folding boat, and most of you are. Oh, actually, are most of you still sailors? I'm not sure if that's the case anymore. I know Podesta is, and Helene is. So at least a couple of you guys can sail it. I mean, you're on a river, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But you are going against obviously the river runs
Right.
away. You're going opposite direction of the river, but
So
still.
we need a Viking character for this river cruise.
Exactly. We need rushes, but when somewhere Revna's lurking in the shadows, she'll be back next time.
Nice.
So so you get on the river, and on the boat you travel pretty much as fast as you do on a horse in the land, but of course you have the advantage of not being tired from riding horses, and you can do other things. So you travel, even with the full moon, keeping an eye out for anything that might bother you. The river, varies from, a bow shot across, to being fairly narrow. At points, it's a little bit more shallow, where the boat has to be kind of like pushed through it with the oars, and once or twice even you have to kind of collapse the boat, and because it is the winter, so it's not like the spring where the river's at its fullest, where you have to collapse the boat and try to take it out and walk a bit and put it back in, and that kind of thing. But luckily with the folding boat, that's much easier than with the boat that's not. So all that being said and done, on the third day, actually, Nikki, roll a d6.
Okay.
Yeah.
1.
Oh, okay. Well, on the third day, you're having exactly one of those situations. You hit a sandbar and you collapse down the boat. You move all your provisions to the side. You collapse the boat. You kind of move forward a bit up the river to see where it's deep enough, and you get the boat. You're getting ready to put the boat into the water when over like a bit of a hill. So you didn't really it's like wetlands, but it's hilly. You see a troop of horsemen ride. They have it's like, did you ever see the 1970s Planet of the Apes TV show? No? All right,
No.
we'll have to reference that after. But he stands on the hill and he's got like the spear and like the sun's behind him. It's like, dun, dun, and so yeah, you see these ape men. One guy rides up onto the hill, and then you see a group of them ride up onto the hill on horses. They seem to they're again, they're not that far away. They're about 70 yards away. You're kind of moving stuff to the boat, and you hear them say, one of them yells down, or yells back actually at the men. He says, "Take them!" And you see just horses come piling up over the hill as these. You're not surprised, thankfully. So they didn't get that close to you, but you see a number of horsemen. You are on the shore, with all your stuff spread out and everything else. They're about 70 yards away. What is it that you'd like to do, Rowan Siege? Okay. How about Podesta?
Yeah, I will draw my sword and get ready for them to come down.
Okay. How about Ali?
How many are there?
A lot. If you want to count them, I mean, it's enough that you can't count them before they'll get to you. That's how many there are. Like a lot. Like more than 10,
brother.
more than 20. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, Ali says, I'll support you. And then he hops on his broom and goes across the other side of the river and hides behind
Yeah.
the tree.
Well, the river's shallow here, so they're actually on the other side. They're going to run right across. You're on the other side of the river from them. But you
Oh,
want to
okay.
fly away? Okay. So you're going to get
Yeah.
on the broom and fly away? Okay. So you're going to
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about again, I'm assuming that the mercenaries are going to drop their spears down and get ready for charge, right? That's what spears do. Unless you tell them to do something else.
No, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they lower their spears. The one that has chainmail armor is like, oh, thank God. As these horses come plowing down towards you. So there's 31 of them. Well, 32 technically. They are. Oh, they're using. They have nets because they're trying to capture you. Now I have to look up how to use nets. First, I'll look that first. Nets. Didn't you guys have a net? Somebody had a net at one point.
I think one of my characters did before.
Yeah, I feel like there was a net at one point or another, but sorry. Let's look this up so that I know before they come down. Weapons. I guess it's a melee weapon, right? It says they would use nets to try to capture you first. We'll see if that works out in their advantage, and if not, then they'll use weapons. Trident. Nope. Oh, I guess that's considered a missile weapon. Net. Fighting. Okay, so it says a drawstring rope loops around the circumference. Okay, you have to be small or medium size, which you guys all are, right? If a hit is scored, the target must roll an avoidance save or become ensnared and thus effectively prone. Okay, yeah. So if you get hit by the nets, then they're going to you'll have to make an avoidance save to get out of it, basically. They're charging, obviously, on their horses. So let's roll initiative for the group. They got a 4.
Hey, we got a 6.
Hey, okay, so that's good for you. So melee happens first, which obviously you're not doing any melee at this point. Well, until it gets to you, obviously. Missiles, which nobody's doing, and then magic. So go ahead and cast your spell on Siege.
Rowan Siege, them being just in range, 70 feet is 210 yards. Rowan Siege will say, "Bad move, boys," and she will cast Controlled Blast Fireball.
Nice. Okay.
So that'll be 76.
Right. What's the area that it covers?
40 foot.
Okay.
And it does 31. Or half if they make their save.
Oh yeah, it's gonna kill if they don't make the same. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so 40 feet. I mean, we'll say 5. We'll say, I mean, they're in horses, so they're not right up against each other. So if we put one within 5 feet of each other, they're basically in a line. That's 8. We'll say 12 to give you a little extra. We'll say they'll hit 12 of them. So I'm not going to roll anything. 12, they're dead. Even if they made their save, they're dead. These guys, I think, right? 31 is with the save or without?
31 is without the save.
Oh, okay. Let me just check their hit points. I don't think they have enough hit points. So it's 16 with.
Yeah, 16 with.
Okay. Yeah, these guys are not particularly the mooks, as they like to say. Yeah, I know they're dead. They couldn't have enough hit points. Even if I rolled maximum hit points, they would still be dead. So 12 is dead. So that leaves 19 plus the leader. Well, I guess you know what? Roll a d6. If you get a 1, then the leader will also be in the center. Because I mean, you don't know from the distance which one the leader is.
1.
Okay, so he'll save though because he's a high level character.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, with a 9 he won't. Okay, so 31 points. Let me see if he has enough hit points. He might be dead as well, which will definitely affect their morale. This is why we have fireballs.
Yeah.
Oh my god. He's alive because he has actually because he's 5 hit die plus 5, so he's just barely alive. Okay, I mean now you know how many points, but it doesn't matter though. But that was like it's funny. I rolled exactly his hit points as what damage you did. So if he didn't have the plus, then he would be dead. Okay, yeah. So they rush forward with the movement happens. Ollie takes off. They rush forward, of course, doing their charge, but because they're using nets, which are not particularly long weapons, they're actually listed as missile weapons, so they don't even have a weapon class, I don't think. So, well, I guess, yeah, their range is only 10 feet, so they got to get within range of the spears. So, and you guys want initiative anyways, so I'm going to say you can get an attack. Everybody can get their attacks, the melee attacks. So, go ahead, Panesta, since you're a PC. Go first.
Okay. That will probably hit with a +1 negative, so -3 armor class.
Oh yeah, they don't have armor class.
All right.
Yeah, these guys are in like leather armor. They have.
Well,
And roll. Well, go ahead.
I'll go ahead.
Roll a d6 to see if you hit the leader. I don't know where he is right now, so if you roll a 1, then we'll say the leader went after you.
No, I rolled a 5.
Okay, yeah, he's probably in the back, to be honest with you, because you get hit by the fireball, which means that he's not.
And I do 9 points of damage
Okay, 9 points of damage, which
with my sword.
kills 1. Okay.
It's just
Okay,
one. There's
and
a
now
lot.
all-
so-
Nice. Yes, they ride at you with the net, and you cut him down with the sword, and he comes collapsing to the ground. They're on light war horses, by the way. All the spearmen get to attack, and there's 9 of them, and there's 3 of you, so each of you can make 3 just regular melee attacks at plus nothing because they're just spearmen. So everybody can just roll.
One of my
thanks.
spearmen got a nat 1.
Nice.
A nat 1, a
There's
12,
your
and a
11.
4.
Yeah, so they need a 13 to hit.
Just
So
roll them. 3 of
Roll
them.
3d6. If you get a 13 or better, then you hit a spear. There we go.
3d6. Let's just do it here. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Nope.
They're jamming their spears into the ground. This is why they were so easy to hire. Go ahead, Yang, and roll 3d6.
6.
Oh my god. Your spearmen are the worst.
They're the very worst.
Okay. So in the end, there's 18 of you guys still up. So,
They secretly want to get caught.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't capture me, ape daddy.
oh my god.
Wow.
Okay. So, all right. So, because they're on horses, I think it'd be unreasonable for more than, let's say, 2 or maybe 3 to attack any single person. And there's 18 of them. So I'm going to actually they're going to go after only the spear people because they're in the front. I imagine that like everybody was back further and the spears were all up front. So none of them are going after you at this point. But any of the PCs, that is. And I'm just going to roll. If I roll all of them at once, I'll see all the results, right? That's how you do it. So if I roll 18 d20, attack of a fireball. Oh boy, okay. Wow, 2 nat 20s. Okay,
Wow.
so they needed... let's see, they're only 1 hit die. But they also needed a 13. No, actually they needed to hit your guys in leather, they needed a 12. If it hit the chainmail person, they needed a higher number. We'll just have to be random if it went after the chainmail person or not. The chainmail person, boy, they would need a 14. So I'm going to roll a d20 and see which 2 went after the chainmail person. So and they're going to be the 2 next to each other. Number 18, so 17 and 18. Oh, they both got 18s. Okay, so chainmail person is captured in the net. Boop. And then we'll start down the line. The first 2 numbers, that hits person, so that's the chainmail person. A non-chainmail person is captured. A non-chainmail person is captured. A non-chainmail person is captured. A natural 20 and a non-chainmail person is captured. Then a 1, but I guess that doesn't matter. Captured. Okay, so the 2 of the chainmail people don't get hit, and 2 of them have 20s. So, wow, okay. Let's go down the line. Crystal, roll a saving throw, an avoidance save, so a d20.
Okay. Avoidance, boom, failure.
Okay. Well, not for you. But that would fail for them, I'm sure. Their save is 29 of their saving throw. Well, they're 0 level, so that can't possibly. If you failed, they're definitely gonna fail. Yeah, their saving throws are 17. Okay, so chainmail person captured. Nikki, roll a save for the next person.
Okay. Just a D20, right?
Yep, D20, you want to get a 17 or better.
Roll it here. Ah!
Okay, also captured. Yang, roll me a D20 for the next person. Also captured. Okay. Start at the top again, Crystal. D20.
Okay.
Nope.
So
they almost got
close.
it. Now this one got a natural 20. I just want to see if that matters on the for the net. Oh, I've never used nets before. They're really interesting. I guess if you have a whole group of people and you come in with a ton of nets saved. If hit is scored, entangled and effectively prone. Short if you just kick a rip open the net. Otherwise, the rope is held taut. Intelligent targets can escape in 2d6 rounds. Okay. So basically, the way these nets work is they go around, they got like a pull, drawstring, and of course, these guys are on horses. So they've wrapped around these your people, and they got them tied to their horse, the saddle horn, and they're going to drag your people away. But anyways, Nikki, roll D20 to see if this person.
Oh my god. Roll 20
Did you just
hates
roll a
me.
1? Oh my god. Okay. Not only that, that was the person who rolled a natural 20 to hit him. So that's great. Young, roll a D20. Okay, no. And finally, Crystal, roll one more. Okay, no. All right, so these guys rush into the thing. The spear, a lot of the spearmen drop their spears, jam into the ground. There's like a crazy melee. Podesta cuts one of these guys down. They kind of ride through the group, and you see that there's only 2 of your spearmen still standing. The other 7 of them are being dragged by horses. They're just going to keep going straight. They're heading actually close to where Ali is. Like they're going back that way. They're not going towards Ali, but they're running past the group because they're going to make a long loop and just leave. Obviously, they have their slaves. So there are, which of course subtracts 7 from their numbers. There's 11 or 12 of them left, and they look like they're looping back around. And at this point, they're going to draw swords because they figure if they could, because they used their nets and they weren't successful. Swords, I think they have. No, they have flails because they wouldn't have a lance and a net. That would be hard to deal with. So they have horseman flails. They pull flails out and they're circling back around. So what would you like to do? Oh, and I got to roll morale as well. Which is pretty low.
Spell.
Yeah, okay. How about Podesta?
Yeah, I think I'll try spell this time.
How about Ali? You're back a bit. You see all this going on.
Yeah, he's on the air, and he's gonna cast spell.
Okay. And of course, the 2. Well, oh, Helene didn't get to attack last round. So let me actually let her attack. She missed. Okay. So yeah, they rushed into your thing and they basically rushed. All right, so I'm gonna roll a morale on your 2. I rolled it for the Apemen. They're still coming. The morale for your 2 spearmen, who probably, if they were smart, they'd run, and I think they are smart because I just rolled a 10, and their morale is 9. So they start running. Of course, what they don't realize, what nobody realizes at this point, is that that's exactly how you get yourself targeted: is you run away. So they're running, and these guys are circling back around. The guy that got blasted and survived the fireball he's like got like singed fur, and he's in chainmail armor with his spear. He's like commanding everybody. He's like, you can't, they're speaking like a mixed kind of common / Apeman language, so it's hard to really make out what they're saying. But he seems to be keeping them in orderly fashion. All right, so let's go into initiative. Crystal. They got 3.
Okay. And we get a 2 thing.
Okay. Yeah, they come rushing back in. Again, now they're coming at you with weapons. Well, there's 2 of the people that are running, so they're definitely going to get targeted. So, and then there's 9 other combatants that are gonna, or 9 other that are gonna come in. I don't know if they would go after. I'm gonna just say that there's a chance they go after Ali. We'll say a 2 and 6 chance that somebody.
Ali should be
you're-
about 80 movements away because his
Yeah,
route
exactly.
travel is at 80. Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty far away. That's why I'm saying I don't know if they'd actually try to chase you down. I mean, they are on horses, which means that they can go pretty fast because they can double up their speed when they run.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them's coming after you, but only one. So I guess they're going to try their luck against the wizard. So 1 horseman's coming after you, 1 after each of the 2 the mercenaries that are running, and then all the rest are going to target Helene, Rowan Siege, and Penesta. So we'll just roll randomly for all of those as we go.
Okay.
All right, so let me do the easy ones first, which is the runners. Okay, so number 1. Get this D20. Okay, so they needed 13, I said, right, Tatum? So, oh, okay, hit. I'll do them both, and then natural 1. Okay, that might be funny, right? Because this is a 1 here. Okay, so 1 guy hits 1 of your mercenaries with a horseman's flail, which flail horseman's does a D6 damage. It whacked the mercenary in the back of the head, barely for 1 point of damage. So it doesn't take him down. The other one tries to hit the mercenary and something happens. Crystal, roll me a D12.
Okay. 12.
He spins around, whack! He hits himself in the face with the. Actually, you know what? Roll again. No. It would be self. I was gonna say because it would. I was gonna say he might hit his horse, which would be worse. But there's a hit ally, so that would be the hit to horse. Complete attack mishap results in normal damage inflicted to self. They are a monster, so roll a d8, Crystal. If it's you get a 1 or a 2, they do a crit on themselves. No,
7.
it's just a regular attack on themselves. 2 points of damage. How many hit points does that guy have? Nope, he's not dead, but he's hurt. So he had. Okay, the other guy's over here. I didn't roll his thing, so he's over. One's going after Ali. He just charges at you with the flail. He's going to try to hit you. He's on a horse, so a horse can actually go. He can cover the distance for sure. He's on a light war horse.
Ali's
they're
flying,
moving.
however. I mean, is he able to reach? Doesn't he need to use a ranged weapon?
No, he's going to swing up over his head. I mean, if you're able to cast a spell, you're not that far away, right?
Okay.
I mean, how high would you go? So I'll say there's a chance you're with it. I'll give him a penalty of -2 though, because we'll figure he's swinging up over his head to try to take you down.
Okay.
He's probably not going to have a very good chance, but we're going to have him do it anyways. So he's going to just swing at you because he sees you up there on the thing. He's got his flail. So he's flailing around. Ooh, we rolled an 18 though. With -2, it's a 16. That's going to hit an armor class of 3. Does that hit you?
That hits.
Okay. Yeah. So he actually does. He's swinging up at you and he hits you. I'm going to say he just hits your leg. I think you're high enough that you probably wouldn't hit the broom, which is probably good for you.
Yep.
Although I don't know the armor class of the broom, so maybe it wouldn't hit the broom. So he just hit you in the leg for 2 points damage.
2 points.
However, now you're going to have to make a 3d6 plus 2 under your intelligence, so you lose the spell that you'll cast.
3d6.
Yeah. Plus 2, of course.
Okay, 10. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's way under.
Way under. Okay, yeah. So you don't lose your spell. It hits you in the foot. It's not terrible, you know. You're like. Okay, so now that takes care of those. Are all the easy ones. Now there are a total of. That was 2, 3, which means that there's a total of 8 more that could potentially attack. You guys, I'm just going to roll 8d20, then I'll roll a d6 for each one, and it'll be either Rowan Siege, Podesta, or Helene, you know, as normal. Okay. And they're attacking with flails at this point. Okay, so. First one's not hitting anybody. Second one could hit somebody. So, Penesta. Actually, I don't know if I would. What's everybody's arm? What's your armor class for Rowan Siege?
2.
And Pernesta's is
2.
okay, right? And Helene's is 1, I think. So basically, they need an 18 to hit you. So did they roll an 18 on any of those dice? They did not. Okay. So they come charging in, swinging their flails, and you guys are just so agile on your feet that you just jump out of the way, or defend them with your sword or however you were doing it. However you want to narrate it as you cast your spell. So, Crystal, go ahead and cast your spell.
All right, I'm doing flaming missile on 2 of them.
Okay. Do you want to target the ones that, I'm assuming you're targeting the ones that are attacking you, not the guy up on the hill?
Yes. I'm gonna say
Oh,
the
it doesn't
ones
go
that
that
are
far
attacking
anyways,
us.
yeah. Okay. Go for it. Do some damage. You roll
Okay.
the hit points. Okay.
All right, so that's the first one is 9 damage, and the
Okay.
second one's 5 damage.
Okay. Second one dies. First one is very injured. Penesta spell.
All right, I'm going to try to paralyze some of them.
Okay. What do they get a save? Is that how that works?
Um,
All right.
I'm going to cast it wherever the most of them are. It's 20 by 20 foot area.
Oh. I mean, they're moving around. However, you can wait till they go past you, I guess, which you probably did because they attacked you. And you're going after them. Not, does it affect everything in that area, or do you get to choose? Because they're on horses. So I don't know. Like, does the spell target the low hit dice first or the high hit dice, or how does that work?
Says lowest HD creatures always affected first.
Okay, so
and
the
it's going to
creatures.
be just an area.
Okay. All right, then. All right, that's fine. So
And
I'll
they
just
get
have,
a sorcery save that can be
Mhm.
adjusted by willpower.
Okay, so 20 by 20. I mean, again, they're not going to be able to get a lot of them. We'll say I'll roll, let's say, a d6 plus 2. Oh, all right. So for some reason, you wait. You get good timing, and as it kind of forming to form together again, you actually wait, and 6 are within range.
Okay,
So 1 save for all of them is what you usually like, right?
that's what I like.
All right. Ooh, they make it.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, unfortunately, you maybe you cast it just a second too late. It's unclear, but they zip right out of it. And finally, Ali, you have your spell.
Yeah. Ali casts Charm Person on the one that's organizing the attack.
Oh, okay. Cool.
The range
That
is
doesn't have a range,
120.
does it? Because he's pretty far away.
Yeah, range is 120.
He's too far away. You'd have to get closer. Because remember, he was already 70 yards away, and then you moved another 80 feet away.
Okay.
Yeah, do you want to move closer to do it next time? Or do you want to do it somebody else instead? Or do something else, period? Because you would know it wouldn't reach him.
Yeah, he's gonna fly up high and diagonally, so he's hovering about, 40 feet above the ground, and closer to that guy so that he's in range.
Okay, so you want to move closer. It moves, what, 80, right?
Yeah, he moves at 80.
Okay, yeah, and you can, go 80 feet, but also go up as you go. So that won't hurt your movement. So you will then be about 210 feet away from him at the end of this round.
Okay.
Okay. Let me roll their morale again, because they've obviously the ones that took the people are gone because they took off. With all the magics going on, okay. The other ones, they burst through. They don't look like they're coming back. They're starting to scatter. They're still possibly within range if you want to do something, but it looks to you like they're about to scatter. The one on the hill is yelling something, and then it looks like he's gonna turn and retreat as well. So if you win initiative and you want to do something, then obviously you'll be able to do it before they get out of your before they go where they're going. But so what is your plan, Ron Siege?
I think I'm gonna let them run away.
Okay. Vanessa?
They're running away.
Seems
I'll
like
let them. Okay.
Yeah, with 7 of your people, of course. And Ali. Ali, what's your plan? You gonna actually try to move forward again to do the spell?
Yeah, he's gonna try to cast that spell on that leader.
Okay. You still won't be close enough now, because if you're only moving 80, is that the maximum speed of the bird?
That's the normal speed, but
Okay.
I could.
Yeah, it's just
perhaps...
you can't boost or anything. I just realized once again Helene forgot to attack, but she missed. Helene is not doing so well today. All right, yeah, but you can move closer to him to get within range of the spell. You'll be close-ish. You know, I mean, you're gonna be.
Okay, I'll do
We're
that.
splitting hairs, really.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you move up to try to. So if he wins initiative, he's going to move, obviously, and then he'll be too far away. Otherwise, you'll get a chance to do it. So, Crystal, roll initiative for the enemies, for you guys rather. Oh, they roll a 1. So just don't
We
roll a
also
1.
roll a 1.
Oh my god! All right, what's your dex? Is 12.
10.
All right, yeah, you start flying closer to him, Ali, but he rears back his horse and he takes off down the hill, and you see the other ones circling around there running.
Could I continue to chase after him?
You can, but he's faster than you are. So you will, even you can see where he goes, basically, but he's faster than 80. A horse can go 60, and you can double your speed when you're running. So for a certain amount of time, he's going to be able to go 120. So, yeah, but you can follow him just to see where he's going, I suppose, if you want to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys see Ali take off after this guy. The rest of them have all kind of scattered, like down the, because remember, you're on the side of the river, right? So they kind of burst through, and then they go around. What's that?
Ali's gonna tell his familiar to stay with Panesta.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Yes, they seem to have taken off with with seven of your people. Your other two people seem they're kind of broken a little bit with they're like, oh my god, this is dangerous out here. We might have to renegotiate salaries. Oh, high or low, Nikki?
Oh, low.
Okay. The two that are there are the two sisters. So one of the sisters did not get taken and the other one kept, because that would have been... Yeah, they're the originals, right? The ones you named. The other 7 are gone. Taken by the Apemen. Now, well, of course, Ali's following, but you guys do know that, or you've heard, or rumored, that the Apemen, of course, have the human slaves in the city of Kor, which currently you are, because you traveled 3 days, so you're actually 3 days would have been, you're actually up here. So even by horse or whatever, it's a couple days back to Kor. They're not like super close.
It's possible that we could follow them and catch up and get the people back, right? It's possible. I say to Rowan Siege.
I mean, it'd be risky. And while it's sad that our people were captured, we do have more important things lying in the balance. The fate of the world is in our hands.
Ali chimes back using the crow. Walk, walk. The Ali's crow. It says, "Keeping an eye watch from afar, from very high." Follow. Get 7.
Well, Ali wants to go after them.
Follow your lead, Panesta.
Oh. I looked over at Helene and the two sisters.
Yeah, Helene definitely wants to go. Helene is like, we shouldn't leave. The two sisters are like, well, I mean, we wouldn't want you to leave us, but it seems like maybe we should report them to the authorities or something. I mean, isn't there somebody who can help us? There's a lot of them. They seem a little shaken because they failed the morale.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll just so you know, logistically, that like you can move roughly as fast as a horse on the river. Of course, they're going in a straight line, and you're going windy in the river. You could stay up all night and keep like going all night on the river, which means that where they have to rest. So you could theoretically, you could get ahead of them. But when you encounter them, you probably won't have had much chance to rest. So keeping that in mind for spellcasters and stuff.
Okay.
That being said, if you don't get them before they go in the city, you can imagine, I mean, based on what you know, that
we won't
the
get
chance
them.
of getting them out of the city is, yeah.
Let's see if we can't try to get them. Oh, get them back.
Okay.
Okay.
If it's
Eileen
too much,
nods.
too much. Well, we should at least try.
Oh, you know what? Huh. How nice am I? I'm such a nice person.
Mm.
Uh, Actually, everybody can roll a d6. That's how we'll do it. On a 1 or a 2, a good thing will happen. Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna roll it in here.
Oh, okay. That's 1.
Nope.
No. Okay. And I'll roll 3 because I got the 2 people plus Helene. 2. So 2 of the horses from the people that got incinerated did not die or run off. You can see them just lingering. So there are 2 horses as well. Obviously, you could put the horses on the boat because you have enough space. But somebody could also ride if you want to go that way. I'm not sure the route you want to take. But like I said, the way it's going to work mechanically is if you want to try to chase them using the river, you are faster. If you don't stop, it means no memorizing new spells, you're going to be tired when you fight them, then you will be able to get to the city before them. And you'll be able to kind of cut them off, especially if Ali keeps following. You'll be able to cut them off, somewhere in this, and then, set up an ambush or whatever for them here. If you decide to rest or you take the horses or whatever, then they'll almost certainly get to the city before you. There'll be a very small chance that you can still beat them. So you can kind of decide how you want to play it out. Are you a gambler? Or do you want to go for the short thing?
I'm gonna gamble. I would gamble. I don't know what other people would do.
Gamble meaning that you'll rest, so you'll be full strength, but you might not get there. That's what I mean by gamble, just so we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Because the other thing's a short thing. If you don't rest, you'll beat them for sure, but you'll be tired. So 100% you can try to stop them, but we'll have lost the spells that you tried to cast, and you'll be a penalty of -1 on any attacks because you're tired, or a 2 in 6 chance that you beat them anyways, even with resting.
What do you guys want?
Following your lead, Vanessa.
I
Oh,
think
God.
I
I
think
mean, you already know what I want. I mean, I've already announced
That's
my
true.
decision. So
That's true.
I think earlier we encountered them, far away from the city of Core, the better. So
All right. So the sure thing then.
Okay. Yeah, you can basically stay awake, work the boat the whole night, no stopping. Because remember, there's periods we have to stop, get out of the boat, break it down, so people aren't going to be able to sleep or whatever. But you can definitely do that, and Ali will just have to stay on the broom sleeping.
well,
to
I mean,
follow, so you know what the
Ali has to change the position with his bird because he could
right.
he could only fly for about an hour each time, and he could do that for 3
Right.
turns.
Yeah,
3 times.
exactly. Yeah, the bird can chase them. The bird's very fast, obviously. I remember that we looked that up once on some other thing we were doing. Birds can fly like super far in one day. So yeah, you can definitely do that, right? You can go back to the boat and the bird can follow them so you know where they are.
Nice.
And all right, so we will. I'm looking at my calendar. So we're gonna jump forward 3 days. We don't need to worry about. I mean, I guess there's a small chance you encounter something on the river. I guess, just because I'm that kind of person. No, I said it was a short thing. It's a short thing. So you boot down the river. You just anything you see in the distance, you're just like, we're out of here. We're just following it. The familiar of Ali follows the Apemen. Of course, they have to stop. They stop and rest and stuff. That's how you kind of catch up because you're not stopping at all, and you're able to get you picture them about maybe like an hour behind you when you reach a spot here by the river. Where they're going to show up, so you can kind of move in and you can set up like an ambush for them, or just stand there. I guess I don't know how you want to do it. Do you have a specific plan, or do you just want to, when they come rushing over the hill, just try to tackle them? What is the
I
plan?
think we should have some sort of ambush.
Ali says,
um,
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ellie.
He says, I could turn myself into one of these Apemen and try to dance around them and enchant them so that they would let the slaves go.
I don't think they would let the slaves go.
Yeah, as enchanting as your
But they wouldn't
You're
know
dead.
that I'm enchanting them. They would just know that one of their own is dancing around the fire. If it doesn't work, I'll just come out of there.
This sounds pretty risky. When they get within 90 feet, I can use my blinding light to blind most of them.
That would work.
Yeah, the dancing thing you would have to try to do, I guess, once they get back to the city, because, a random ape joining them in the field to dance is a little bit weird. I mean, it's certainly a possibility, but you'd have to wait till they get back to the city. So you'd have to let them go past.
Or if I'm in the range about 120 feet away from the leader, I could charm that leader to let these guys go.
I mean, I don't think they're going to let anybody go, but
It's worth a try. It's barely a spell, and I don't think he needs to see me.
I like the blinding idea.
Well, I mean, you can certainly do any of it.
How about we try to charm them first? If it fails, you could blind them.
Well, if you're
think-
within
Go ahead.
if you're within range, it might blind you as well. And if you don't have your eyes closed, if you don't know when I'm gonna blind them.
How far away do you have to be?
Uh,
Or how wide an area do you blind?
20-foot diameter.
I could stay away 120 foot away from the guy.
I don't know. I don't think the apes are going to be charmed very easily.
They talk. Might as well.
Yeah, but even if you manage to charm them, why would they let the prisoners go? I mean,
We'll come back. We'll think of a reason.
I don't see that working. They keep
If-
they keep human slaves.
They follow their leader, and they may decide that the ones that they captured are not worth it, or bad luck. After all, they lost a whole bunch of them to your fire.
I want to go that route.
Well, it's up to you, Penesta.
Oh boy, I think we should blind them. I like the idea of charming them, but
Sounds good. Whichever way we could take to rescue our friends.
yep. I'm sure that we need your charm eventually, but I think we just need to blind them.
Wouldn't that also blind our friends?
Probably. That's true.
Well, give me a shot. I mean, at 120 foot away, I don't think I'll be in much danger. If I'm in trouble, I'll just fly out, and you can blind them or blast them.
Okay. We can try it, but like I said, I don't know how easily 8 men will be charmed.
All right.
I look at
so-
Rowan Seach and I'll say, have that blind spell ready.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he's
Okay.
definitely gonna get captured.
Okay.
Yeah, Ali, gets on his broom, and it's dark, right? It's at night. I mean,
Yeah, well, it's
the
only
sky's
light
dark.
here for a few hours a day, so yeah, it's probably dark. Actually, right now it is. Well, I mean, it's a full moon. And where is Celine? Celine is also about 3/4, so it's actually fairly bright, all things considered. But it's dark out. Yeah, I mean it's dark, but it's a bright dark. If that makes sense, because there's 2 moons and both of them are almost full.
Sounds good. Yeah.
So
So
it's not super dark. In other words, if you're in the air, they will see you for sure. If that's what you're asking, they will definitely see you if you're in the air. Yeah, if you want to hide, you're gonna have to be like on the ground. This is like wetlands, so you could be like behind a hill or something, or like laying in the grasses. But if you're flying up in the air, they're definitely gonna see you.
yeah, he's gonna basically hop on his broom and hover on the ground. So maybe about like 5 feet off the ground or something. And he'll try to be as quiet as possible. He'll leave his familiar with Rowan Siege and Panesta so that he could try to communicate. He's gonna say captured if it fails and if he's surrounded.
So
yeah.
just to so your spell goes 120 feet. Yeah, you don't have to see them per se. You would realize that this is going to be a hard sell because releasing slaves is, I would say, falls into the diametrically opposed to their nature since they are slavers. So it's not good. It's going to be tricky to get them to do it. You got to be very careful about what you say to try to get them to do it. But forgetting about that, in order to give them a command, he's going to have to see you. And where are they? Because if they're further away than 120 feet, then crystal spell won't work. So how do you want to arrange yourselves? I guess is what I'm saying. Assuming you're setting this whole thing up, or are you just letting him go off to do his thing and then you're going to charge up if there's a problem? Like, what is the plan? I'm just trying to lay out the battlefield here.
Right. Rowan Siege, do you want to go up with me on the carpet?
And again, if you're up in the air, they're going to see you for sure. There's almost no chance you can
that's
hide
true,
yourself if you're
too.
in the air. Yeah. Unless you're invisible, I suppose.
I mean, I think that we should just let them get close and I should blind them. I think this charm plan is not going to work at all. Well, I mean, I'm not confident and I don't want to be in the air.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, if you stand in a spot and you're 90 feet away from where they are, then you're going to be closer than he is, which is fine. I'm just, that's fine. You're going to be between him and...
Are there tall grasses around?
Yeah.
So I could crouch down in the grass, right?
Yeah. You want to hide in the grass?
If we're going to go with the blind spell, yes.
Yeah. I mean, even though it's the winter and it's whatever, this is like wetlands, right? So there's still like weeds and dried stuff sticking up. So you could definitely hide. All right. So you get in front of, basically, Ali, hoping that they'll get close enough to you without knowing you're there. And where's Panesta going to be?
I'm going to be hiding near Rowan Siege. I need to help her if she needs help. So.
Okay. And what about the 2 soldiers that you have?
They,
Where would you like them to be?
They can stay back a little bit because I know that they're scared or whatever. And they can tell them to jump in if all goes, hopefully we can, if you see the blinding flash of light, then you probably need to come help fight.
Okay, yeah, so they'll go back like another 100 feet back and get them some bushes. Helene will try to hide near Ali for protection there. Okay. She has the magic armor and stuff now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to basically, the plan is, after casting that spell, Ali or Rowan Siege, I guess somebody's going to be visible. So he's going to make that leader say, do you remember that mage? I sense him, that we're being trailed, and that if we're spotted, then he'll basically tell the other apes that we can't face another one of those fire blasts, so release the prisoner. So that's basically what we're going for.
Well, right, but you can't put that suggestion telepathically into his head. You have to say it to him.
Right.
Right. So when he shows up, you're going to cast a spell, and then you're going to say, you can't take another fire blast because we have a wizard. You should let go of the slaves and run. Okay.
Yep. Exactly.
That seems fair enough. All right, just so I have a basic idea. All right, yeah. So they're going to come. I mean, you're in the air. Let me just see if they're surprised, and then I'll just figure the distance when they see you based on that. Okay, so they're not. So they're going to be 3d6 times 10 feet away when they see you initially. Oh, okay, 90. So that's actually within the range. Okay. So yeah, so for whatever reason, maybe it's hilly or you picked a really good spot. About 90 feet up, the group, crests the hill just like the beginning of Planet of the Apes. The one guy rides up and he holds his spear. The sun goes behind him. You're like, why is the sun out? But anyways, and then the rest kind of ride up. And you cast your spell, so he gets a sorcery save, right?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. D20. Oh, that I don't even have to look. That definitely fails. All right, yeah. So he looks at you, and you can feel your spell hit him, and he kind of just and he doesn't immediately yell, charge or whatever. So go ahead and tell me what you say.
Yeah, he says, "We do not want to blast you. Our mage has already decimated your troop earlier, and we'd hate to incinerate the rest of you. Release our prisoners, and we'll let you walk away without further hostilities. Let us leave as friends."
Okay. Let me just do a reaction roll. Okay, nice. Yeah. He looks at you and he says, "There are more and better slaves other places. Let us pass in peace." And then he turns around to the men and he says, "Leave them here." And you see them; they've got your people tied up over there like saddles, and they drop their bodies on the bodies. They're not dead. Well, you don't think they're dead anyways. Onto the ground, and then they just start. They kind of move forward with him, and he's got his eye on you with the spear in his hand as he kind of marches past. Let me see if he sees anybody else. He doesn't. He's so paranoid. He doesn't seem to see anybody else that's in the bushes or whatever as he kind of marches past, staring at you, and he leaves the prisoners on the ground.
Yeah, Ali lets out a big sigh of relief after he passes. It's like, and he comes out from the air and sits right next to Helene and says, "I think my heart. I think I'm having a heart attack."
Now she pats you on the shoulder. She says, well done. I didn't know how you were going to pull that off, but excellent. Sometimes talking is the best option. I know that Panestra's always wanted to attack people, but
Oh yeah. Okay.
Run Siege will go to Ollie and say, I gotta hand it to you. Like you really came through there. And she gives Ollie a kiss on the cheek.
And I will also say sorry for doubting you, Ollie. That was impressive. And then I'll go over to check on the people.
Luck of the draw. And then he rubs his cheek and he smiles.
Nice. Yeah, they're fine. When you check them, they're scared. They have, of course, been. You can go back and get them, obviously, but they didn't take their weapons and stuff there. Maybe you took them. I guess I don't know. You wouldn't have been able to carry everything. You probably left most of those supplies on the beach since you had to rush down to get. So they're not armed or anything currently, but they didn't take their armor or anything. They haven't fed them in 2 days. They're thirsty and hungry, and you can bring them back to your boat. I mean, that you're not very far from Kor, so. And they let them go under fear of being incinerated, so you probably don't want to hang out here very long. But you cut them free. And none of them are dead or anything. They're all 100% fine.
Okay. Well, stranger things have happened, I suppose. Let's get back on the road and not go anywhere near the Apemen city, anywhere closer. I mean.
Yeah, you head back and get on the boat. You're exhausted, of course. But feeling maybe that you need to push it forward anyway, so that you don't find yourself right close to them again. When they go back and maybe pick up a few more riders.
Right.
So yeah, cool. Yeah, excellent. Well done. So you make your way. It's the 11th day, and let's do a weather check. Crystal, roll a D percentile.
Okay. 45.
Nice. And a D12.
1.
Okay. 45. It's cloudy again. Okay. And 1 is actually calm. So it actually feels a little. It's a little chillier. This week it's been chilly for the last several days. Although you've been hot because you've been riding hard, chasing people, but it's kind of been colder. But at least the wind's let up and it's remaining cloudy. No more snow or anything, so it doesn't slow you down anymore as you make your way further up the river. Nice. Okay, so you've now lost that 3 days that you made it. Now you're making another 3 days, so of course you're now. You have plenty of food still because again you had enough, but the last week or so of the journey is going to be tough if you don't find something else to fill your bellies. But for now you're fine as you head up the river, and since we added an extra chunk of time. Let's see if you guys encounter anything. Young, roll a d6 for me. 2. Oh yes, fantastic. Roll 3d6, Crystal.
Okay. 12 wyverns.
12, okay. Let's see, we are in the Fields of Vol. Still, actually, no, we're on the River Vol. Look at my little cheat sheet here. This is why I rolled most of this ahead of time. River Vol, 12. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you're resting, and it's like the next day, and you see a. Let's see. Let me see if they're surprised. Nope. You see them at a little bit of a distance. A bunch of men on foot. They are, again, you're on the river, so there's not really much you can do except you see them. They're on the land. They are about 100 yards away when you see them. There is
Have we had time to rest?
it's been one day. Yes.
Okay. So I can
So
get my
you've had-
spells back?
Yep. You can get spells back. If anybody's hurt, they could have healed. I guess that's just Ali at this point. So if you want to, you got maybe 2 hit points. You definitely got that back. You see 21 men. They're dressed in furs. They're clearly Khmer Celt, as you would recognize, as one of your good friends is a Khmer Celt. Actually, aren't you a Khmer Keltist?
Me?
Or no? Yeah.
No, I'm just common.
Ah, right. But Brick Celt.
Brickheld's a Khmer Celt. Yeah, we just
Yeah.
always called her a Viking because she was fierce.
You see, they seem to be. They have short bows. They've got quivers on the back. They got short swords on their sides. They have with them. There's 21 of them. There's 14 dogs with them, hunting dogs, and they're dragging, because of course they're on foot. But they're dragging behind them a couple of sleds. So there's 21 of them. So it's probably like 4 people on each sled dragging, and you can see on those sleds musk ox. Like dead musk ox. And they're about 100 feet away, and they see you on the river, and they stop, of course. And you see them, a couple of them knock arrows in their bows as they're watching you kind of drift closer to them.
I'll wave. Nobody evil ever waves. They know I'm friendly if I'm like, hey, and they
You wave
wave.
to them. Right, one steps forward, a woman. She kind of goes like this with the, to behind her like this, and then several of the people that had knocked the arrows kind of, they've got them, and then they kind of like they don't put the arrows away, but they lower their bows. And she calls out and she says, "This land is dangerous. The Apemen hunt, but not for fine oxen like us, but for men."
I'll call back. Yes, we had an unfortunate encounter with them. Luckily, managed to escape mostly unscathed. We will be careful, and I hope you will be as well.
Yep, she nods. She says, "Up the river a day, we saw some weapons scattered and broken. So be wary."
Okay.
And then
Thank
she
you.
says, "No, this is our hunting ground. You don't appear to be hunters. What business do you have here?" Oh, you're drifting past him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how long do I have here?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're probably right next to her. I mean, it's 100 yards, so I mean, you're moving fairly quickly. But you remember, you're going against the current, so you're not going super fast.
Right.
you're probably going as fast as somebody running fast, you know. So like you're moving quickly, 100 yards, you're very covered in, you know, in like
I'll say
that
we have no
much time,
interest
30
in.
seconds.
Yeah, we have no interest in taking your hunt or your kill. We're just trying to get up the river, so we'll leave you be.
Yep, she nods. Says, "Oh, don't take me as selfish, but it is the winter, and we try to be careful of what we take. When the spring comes and the ox are fattened, then we all feast."
We'll be careful. I yell as,
Yeah, as you go
as
past.
we're going by.
Yeah, and you go past, and then she, you know, she kind of looks, and they watch you go up the river a bit, and then they kind of, you know, she says something, you know, not very loud to the people, and then you see them pick up the sleds again. They start dragging the ox off.
I look over at Helene and I say, "See, I don't try to kill everything."
No, she says, "No, I was joking."
Yeah, I know. I'm just all right.
You know, that woman, she reminds me of Brighild.
Yes. Breakhilt, Vanessa says. I hope wherever she is, that Helios or whatever, I hope she has the light
Yeah,
and the
light
sun shines
always-
for her.
That's right.
Excellent. Yeah, so you travel a bit more, you know, and again, if you eventually see the area where you were attacked, you can see it's still torn up a bit, and if you want to stop, you can collect. There's, let's see, 2 of the spears are still in good shape. Either the other ones have been, there was a couple that were broken because they rolled natural
Okay.
ones and they were captured, so I figured. And then maybe whoever, maybe the hunters, who knows, somebody may have taken the rest of them because there's only 2 there. And there's some fragments of, so that you can so that gives you, because you're spearmen, let's see there, 7 of them lost their spears, 2 got them back. So you've got a total of 4 with spears. And everybody else just has short swords. 9. Okay. Just so I know what weapons I have. Yeah, so you move up the river, and going through the fields of Vol, without much more incident, you reach the area, you know, further north than you were before, where the river splits, and you take it. You take the right hand path towards the Khromarium steppe. You enter into that lake that's a little bit more calm, refill your water, kind of move through that area. And the Khromarium steppe is pretty chill as you pass through those lakes. But the larger of the lake, the one above, you know, the small one, there's a large one. As you enter into that lake, which is, now you've gone 3 more days. So now it's that's the 15th of the month. You see a huge herd of muskox gathered around the lake drinking. Like there's probably 200 of them.
Okay. Do we need food? I mean, we could just try to get one.
Well,
I told her we'd be careful.
I could try to convince one to come this way, and he shows her the ring of animal control.
Oh. We just need one. I don't want to take their harvest, their kill in the winter.
Well, which one of you are the unlucky one? Is the unlucky one. And he looks at the muskox that's gathered, and he looks for the fattest one. And uses that ring.
Nice.
It's the
That
ring
seems
of
like a
animal
terrible.
control.
It seems like the most perfect use for it, but also kind of like terrible.
Yeah. Well, he's a witch.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm your friend. Yeah, okay, yeah. One, you know, you close to the shore, one kind of splashes out towards you, sticks its head in the boat, you know, to like lick your hand or whatever that you stuck out.
Well, here's one for the ultimate betrayal. Go right ahead, Rowan Siege, if you want to roast them.
Bronze Sage will just jab it with her dagger.
Okay, yeah, I mean, because it's, you know, it doesn't expect it. I'll just say you can just cut through it, and it you know, it's like it kind of collapses a bit in the water, and red blood kind of spreads out around the ship as the ox dies.
And Ali
It's going to
says,
take. Good.
and Ali says, "Well, at least you'll always be a part of me."
Oh my god.
Wow.
So, yeah. So these are actually pretty useful. So it weighs upwards of 800 pounds.
Wow.
So you're looking at like, yeah, you've gained like pretty much more than what you lost with the days you had to take the extra days. And also you can, if somebody wants to try to skin it, the pelts are very good for first. If anybody has that kind of background, I don't know if anybody does.
I was a tanner, but not a skinner.
Okay, well you can try. Just roll a d6.
Okay.
I mean, why
Let's
not?
roll it
Unless somebody
here.
has a better background. Yeah, do it 2 and 6. Oh no.
Nope.
Yeah, yeah. You basically are. You do your best to skin it, but oh, actually, Helena's a fisherman. Let me see if she catches any fish. Because you're in the lake, right? Actually, yeah. Okay, there you go. So Helena actually is able to catch some fish as well. Because you're in. We'll say she did it before, so you're now very satisfied. You cut the skin off in a way that you think would probably be good, but then when you hang it up, after a couple of days, it starts to really smell like you didn't properly skin it. So you end up having to like toss it because it just starts to rot out on you. But the meat and stuff is fine, and you're able to actually make it the rest of the way through the steps without really seeing anybody. You enter into the lake that's south of Mount Thorpe. 3 days later, so on the 18th, when Selene is half full and Phobos is full. Let's get a weather check. Young, roll me a D percentile.
All right. 39.
39. Well, you guys keep getting cloudy. Yeah, cloudy. And D12 for the wind.
Okay. D12.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey. Strong breeze. Which is good because it helps you make time across that lake. But however, it's not going to be good if you have to fly or use missile fire. But so it's windy today. And it's also quite cold because of it.
Ew.
Yeah. So you're traveling. You go across that lake. You see the mountain. Of course, Mount Thorpe is snow-capped, like much of the stuff around here, especially this time of year. But otherwise, it's almost like black. So when the sun does come up, you see this like almost like a black, solid black mountain that's like got this like, shine of ice on it and everything. And you're heading in, coming across that lake as the sun comes up and you see it shining. And everyone should roll a... Okay, so you start to feel a little seasick, which when you're on a boat and it's windy, so maybe you start to think that at first. But then you realize, like, just all of a sudden, you've lived all these years, and you know this, like, inherently, you know this, that Hyperborea is flat, and it's spinning through space, but all of a sudden, you can feel it. Like, you get this weird feeling, like, you realize, I'm on this flat disk in space, and it starts to actually make you feel a little bit sick, and everybody needs to roll a sorcery save. You do not want to fail this. Yeah, don't roll a 1, because that would be very bad.
Oh, I just made it.
Oh, Rhodes, just fine with it.
See.
Oh my god, did you just roll a 1?
Yeah, I just rolled 1.
Ooh, I also just made it with the 13.
Hold on, let me roll the rest of the saves first. Okay, so you've got 7.
Nesta and I are just chatting about it.
Yeah. Like,
Okay, so oh my god, okay.
Oh
Because
man.
because you are a PC, I'm going to give you another save, but you're going to make an avoidance save, and you need to make this, young.
Okay.
Do not fail to save.
Oh brother, say goodbye to Ali.
no.
Prince Ali, Ali is he? Avoidance save, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
my god.
man.
Okay, yeah. So you yeah, you get ripped from the boat. And as if the gravity of Hyperborea is not helping you anymore, you start to fly up into the sky, into the Black Gulf. Luckily, you have a broom that's intelligent, so you might be able to save yourself with the broom. However, the non-PC that rolled that also flies off into the sky. But like you're flying into the sky, but you feel like you're falling. So I'll give you 2 rounds if you want to try something. But you are effectively about to fall into the Black Gulf. The other person's lost because they're not a PC. PCs.
Oh man.
PCs get a chance. So what does everybody want to do? You see Ali fly up into the sky. Yet he's falling, so he's like spinning. Once again, you're losing Ali into the Black Gulf. What did anybody want to do?
I'm gonna.
Is he conscious or is he?
Yeah,
he
you're
unconscious?
conscious. But you're sick though because you failed to save. So
Okay.
you're retching, throwing up, and you're falling.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna do a spell.
Okay, go for it.
Fire staff. I'm gonna turn my quarterstaff into a fire staff so I can fly with it, and I'm gonna fly up to him.
All right, how fast can you fly?
Let me check real fast. I think I can go pretty quickly. 60-foot radius, 60 movement.
Ooh, okay. How about Penesta?
Yeah.
Do you want to do anything or just watch him and be sad?
No. I'll go on the carpet. It'll take me a second to
I'll-
unroll it, but I'll try to get up there.
Yeah, so you're also going to spend time. That's also a 60, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. Okay, so
The
we're
broom
going to
is
see
70
this
if he summons it.
The broom's 70, right? Yep. All right, so I'm going to roll a d10, and that's how many feet or whatever that you're times 10 is how fast you're falling. So basically, if I get 8, 9, or 10, then they're not going to be able to catch you. And then you'll have another round to think of something else, but you're not going to be able to just catch. You're going. The broom can't even catch you. You're going too far. Actually, you have the broom with you, don't you? You keep it on you.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he normally does.
Yeah. I think you have the broom. I think you'll be able to be fine. You guys shoot up there and try to catch him. You just have to catch your. You make another save. What can give you a save to get to recover?
Is it avoidance or this spell? Sorcery.
The spell. Sorcery is probably good.
Okay, come on, baby.
Come on.
Oh man. Jeez.
It's like the fates are against you. What did I say? It was 2 rounds. How many rounds did I say it was going to be before you fly off into space? 2? Oh my god. So you have 1 more round to try something. You guys can't catch him. He's going too fast.
Okay.
Do you want to try something else? Oh my god. Helene's just sitting there on the deck going, I have nothing.
I don't have anything else I can use that.
Oh my god. You're going to fall into the Black Gulf. That means it's going to be another mission to go rescue Ali. This is going to be...
Well, Black Gulf is where people draw the line.
Exactly. It's like, oh no.
Let's
see. Let's see
I
what I got.
don't think so. I don't think I have anything. How far away is he?
Well, he was moving at 10 and you moved at 6, so he's 40 feet away from you.
Could I cast anything?
If you make a save, because right now you're just throwing up. So you need just if you can recover from throwing up, then you can do anything. You can just get on the broom. So the save is the important part. So make it.
God.
Got anything, Road each? Or
No, I mean the only thing I have is that flaming staff, fire staff.
Okay. All right. So it's a. Yeah,
I could control fireball blast at you and make it quick.
Can you you can't rush the vehicle, right? For like double movement or anything? Sprint?
No, not with a magic spell. Only an animal can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. You can just recover yourself if you make the save, because it's just that you're sick, so you just can't hold the broom properly. The broom's probably staying with you.
Yeah.
So this save right here determines if next session we go into the Black Gulf, or if we if you just get back on the boat, we keep going on the line. Oh my god! All right, 1 more save.
Yeah,
Go
I
for
don't
Ali.
have anything.
Everybody's fingers crossed.
Come on.
I can make this. I can do this. Come on. Sorcery. Sorcery is my middle name. Come on, you can do. Oh, okay. He's gone. He's gone, guys.
Yeah, so you see him disappear into the sky, and then you actually see the Mount Fort, like the blackness, like expand, and go back down as Ali disappears.
Yeah, right before he goes away, you hear his familiar saying, "My God, the stars!" Right.
Yes, and you have been drawn into the Gulf, and that is probably where we should leave it. I think at this point we'll have to figure out somehow if the party's going to try to rescue you, or if they're just going to be like, forget about Ali.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah, let's leave it there, guys. Wow, that was the worst set of saving throws I have ever seen.